John Miller looked under his bed for the third time that morning. He checked the backyard again, walking along the fence line and calling out, "Max, here boy." His voice echoed in the quiet Ohio suburb. The golden retriever who had greeted him every morning for the past 7 years was nowhere to be found. John, a retired Marine with a bad knee and kind eyes, sat on his porch steps and tried to think clearly. Max never ran away. The yard was fully fenced, the gates were locked, and there were no holes dug under the fence. It made no sense. He called the local animal shelter, then the police. The young officer who came to take his reports seemed distracted. "Sir, you're the 12th missing pet case I've handled today. And it's only noon," the officer said, tapping his pen against his notepad. "It's happening all over town." By evening, John learned it wasn't just happening in his town. His daughter called from California. "Dad, Mittens is gone. Just vanished. The apartment was locked, windows closed. She's just gone." The next day, the news was full of similar stories. Dogs, cats, parrots, hamsters, even pet turtles, all disappearing within the same 24-hour period. No signs of break-ins, no explanations. Susan Bennett sat at her desk at the FBI field office, staring at a map covered in red pins. Each pin represented a cluster of reported pet disappearances. The pattern made no sense until she realized they were looking at it wrong. The disappearances didn't happen over 24 hours, she told her team. They happened simultaneously across different time zones. Susan had joined the investigation after her own border collie disappeared from her fenced backyard. What started as a personal mission was now becoming the strangest case of her career. "Whatever this is, it's global, coordinated, and impossible," she said. "No human organization could pull this off." At NASA's observatory, Diane Carter reviewed the data again. The strange energy readings had appeared briefly in Earth's orbit, precisely when the pets vanished. The signature didn't match anything in their databases. "Run it again," she told her assistant, "and check if any other observatories picked up the same thing." They had. Observatories in Japan, Chile, and South Africa all recorded the same unusual energy pattern. It lasted exactly 7 minutes and 22 seconds, then disappeared. Diane's phone rang. It was her old college roommate who now worked for the CDC. "Please tell me you have something," her friend said. "The government is calling it mass hysteria. But we've got nearly 40 million missing pets worldwide now." "I have something," Diane replied, "but you're not going to like it." 2 days later, Susan Bennett found herself in a classified briefing with military officers, scientists, and government officials. Diane Carter stood at the front of the room, showing slides of the energy patterns. "These signatures are consistent with what we would expect from some kind of massive teleportation technology," Diane explained. "There's no other explanation that fits the data." A general laughed. "You're saying aliens took our pets?" "I'm saying something removed millions of animals simultaneously from across the globe using technology we don't possess," Diane replied calmly. The room fell silent. In his backyard, John Miller put out Max's food bowl anyway. He sat in his lawn chair, staring at the stars. Something deep in his gut told him Max wasn't coming back, at least not on his own. As a Marine, he'd learned to trust that feeling. 3 months passed. People stopped talking about the pets. News channels moved on to other stories. Most people tried to forget, to move forward. Then it happened. Diane Carter's team detected the energy signature again, but much stronger this time. Every observatory on Earth recorded it. Military radars picked up an object entering orbit. Susan Bennett was called back to Washington. John Miller saw it on the news like everyone else. The images of the massive ship now hovering above Earth. The first official message from the ship was broadcast worldwide. "Greetings from the Galactic Hegemony. We come in peace and wish to establish diplomatic relations with your world." No one mentioned the missing pets, but John Miller knew. Somehow, He knew Max was up there. The alien ship hovered over New York City for 3 days before landing in Central Park. News cameras captured everything. People around the world watched as a doorway opened and 5 tall figures walked out. They looked almost human, except for their purple skin and long, thin faces. One alien stepped forward. "I am Ambassador Krell of the Zirconian people, representatives of the Galactic Hegemony. We have watched your planet for many years. We believe Earth is ready to join the greater galactic community." The UN Secretary-General greeted them nervously. Within hours, the aliens were meeting with world leaders in an emergency United Nations session. Gregory Wells, a science advisor to the president, sat in the back of the room, taking notes. He had studied physics all his life, but never expected to see actual aliens. The Zirconians spoke perfect English and offered amazing gifts. Medical technology that could cure cancer, energy systems that didn't pollute, and faster-than-light travel blueprints. "This is too good to be true," Gregory whispered to himself. After the meeting, he approached Ambassador Krell. "Your generosity is overwhelming, but many of us have questions about something that happened 3 months ago. Millions of pets disappeared worldwide in a single night." Krell's face showed no expression. "We know nothing of this. Perhaps they ran away. Earth has many predators." Gregory noticed how quickly Krell changed the subject. Later, he called his friend Olivia Perez, who studied animal biology at the university. "There's something off about these aliens," he told her. "They avoid any questions about the missing pets." Olivia had lost her parrot in the mass disappearance. "What can we do? They're advanced aliens. We can't exactly search their ship." "Actually," Gregory said, "they've invited scientists to a reception tomorrow night. We might get access to their technology." The next evening, Gregory and Olivia attended the reception at the newly established Zirconian embassy. The building had been a hotel until the aliens rented the entire place. Inside, it was filled with strange plants and floating lights. Ambassador Krell welcomed them warmly. "We are pleased to share our knowledge with Earth's brightest minds." While Olivia chatted with the aliens about biology, Gregory wandered away from the group. He found a hallway leading to a room with a glowing terminal. He looked around to make sure no one was watching, then entered. The alien computer had strange symbols, but as Gregory approached, it changed to English text. He touched the screen and found thousands of files. One folder was labeled Earth Specimens. His heart raced as he opened it. Inside were videos and data files. He clicked on one video and nearly dropped his drink. The screen showed a large room filled with cages. Inside each cage was a dog, cat, or other pet from Earth. Aliens in white uniforms were taking the animals out one by one, placing them on tables, and doing tests. Gregory quickly copied as many files as he could onto the small device he'd brought. Just as he finished, he heard footsteps. He slipped out through another door and rejoined the party, finding Olivia by the food table. "We need to leave now," he whispered, showing her the device. Back at Gregory's apartment, they reviewed the stolen files. There were thousands of videos showing Earth's pets in laboratories. Notes described experiments on their unique genetic adaptability. "They're using our pets as lab rats," Olivia said, her voice breaking. "But why?" Gregory found a report written by Krell. It said, "Earth species show remarkable genetic traits not seen elsewhere in the galaxy. Their companion animals are especially unique. As Earth is only an emerging world with no standing in the hegemony, their non-sentient companions are classified as research specimens under Section 47 of Galactic Law. They don't think we have the right to stop them," Gregory realized. "They don't see us as equals." The next morning, Gregory arranged a private meeting with Ambassador Krell. He showed the alien a single image from the files, a dog that looked just like John Miller's missing pet. "We know what you've done," Gregory said. "Return our companions immediately." Krell's expression didn't change. "Lesser species don't have rights under hegemony law. Your pets are advancing our science. You should be honored." "We're not a lesser species," Gregory replied. "And you've made a terrible mistake." As he left the embassy, Gregory called Susan Bennett at the FBI. "I know where the pets are," he said. "And you're not going to believe it." Susan Bennett stared at the screen in disbelief. The footage Gregory had stolen showed row after row of animals in strange glass cages. She recognized breeds of dogs, cats, birds, and even small pets like hamsters and guinea pigs. The alien scientists moved between cages, taking notes on glowing tablets. "Have you shown this to anyone else?" she asked Gregory. "Just Olivia," he said. "And I confronted Ambassador Krell. He basically said we have no rights to complain because we're not important enough in the galaxy." Susan made a quick decision. "I'm taking this to my superiors, but I need copies. This needs to be seen by the right people." Within hours, Susan was in a secure meeting room at the Pentagon. Military leaders, government officials, and scientists watched the footage in stunned silence. "We've confirmed these are genuine alien files," Susan explained. "Based on what we can translate, they're experimenting on our pets because Earth animals have some kind of special genetic trait that's rare in the galaxy." "So they just took them?" asked General Frank Howard. "Without asking. Without even telling us." "They don't see us as equals," Gregory replied. "Their records classify us as an emerging species with no standing in their galactic hegemony. Our animals are just research specimens to them." The room erupted in angry voices. Susan raised her hand for quiet. "There's more," she said. "The Zirconians are just one species in this hegemony. Their main research ship is in orbit above Earth right now. That's where most of the animals are being held." General Howard turned to the President's Chief of Staff. "Sir, we need to respond to this. It's an attack on American citizens and property. It's an attack on the whole world," the Chief of Staff replied. "I'll inform the President immediately." While the government decided what to do, the files began to leak online. No one knew who released them, but within days, people around the world were watching footage of their beloved pets in alien laboratories. Public outrage exploded. Protests formed outside the Zirconian embassy. People carried signs with pictures of their missing pets. John Miller was there, holding a poster with Max's photo. "Give them back," the crowd chanted. Inside the White House, the president met with leaders from other major nations via video conference. They all agreed this theft could not stand. But what could humans do against an advanced alien civilization? "We have some of their technology now," said the Defense Secretary. "The exchange program has given us access to their energy systems and material science. Our engineers think we can adapt some of our existing military equipment." Admiral William Donovan stepped forward. He had lost his family's 3 cats in the disappearance. "Madam President, with your permission, I'd like to lead a special task force. We can modify our naval vessels and aircraft using the alien tech we've reverse engineered. It won't be pretty, but we can make them space-worthy." "How long would that take?" the president asked. "Normally, years, but with the whole world working together and with the alien tech we already have, maybe weeks, a month at most." The president looked around the room. "Do we have any other options? Diplomatic channels?" Gregory shook his head. Ambassador Krell made it clear. "They don't respect our claims or rights. They see our pets as research subjects, nothing more." The president took a deep breath. "Admiral Donovan, you have authorization to form the Earth Defense Coalition. Every nation with space or military capability will contribute. We're getting our pets back." Across the globe, military bases buzzed with activity. Aircraft carriers, destroyers, and fighter jets were moved to special facilities. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock, applying the alien technology to Earth's weapons. Captain Laura Martinez watched as her ship, a guided missile destroyer, was fitted with strange new engines and shield generators. She had volunteered immediately when she heard about the mission. Her therapy dog, Buddy, had helped her through years of PTSD after her time in combat. Now Buddy was somewhere in space, scared and alone. "We're coming for you," she whispered, looking up at the stars. "All of you, just hold on a little longer." 1 month after the discovery of the alien files, the Earth Defense Coalition was ready. What had seemed impossible weeks ago was now reality. 12 ships from various nations had been converted into space vessels. The flagship, U.S. Defender, was formerly the aircraft carrier U.S. Gerald R. Ford, now fitted with alien propulsion systems and weapons. Captain Laura Martinez stood on the bridge of her ship, now renamed U.S. Courage. It had once been a destroyer patrolling the Pacific Ocean. Now it would sail among the stars. "All systems check complete, Captain," her first officer reported. "We're ready for launch." Laura nodded, thinking of Buddy, her golden retriever who had helped her through her darkest days. "Prepare for departure. All hands to stations." Similar scenes played out on 11 other ships around the world. In Florida, China, Russia, India, Japan, and the European Union, converted naval vessels prepared to leave Earth for the first time. Fighter jets modified with alien technology were loaded into the carrier ships. Each nation had contributed their best pilots, soldiers, and scientists to the mission. Admiral Donovan addressed the fleet from the U.S. Defender. His face appeared on screens throughout all 12 ships. "Men and women of Earth, today we embark on the most important mission in human history. The galactic hegemony believes we are weak, that we will accept the theft of our beloved companions. They are wrong." Cheers erupted across the fleet. "Our mission is clear," Donovan continued. "We will position our fleet between Earth and the Zirconian research vessel. We will demand the return of all Earth animals. If they refuse, we are authorized to take them back by force." On the U.S. Courage, Laura checked her crew one last time. Many were like her, pet owners whose animals had been taken. They had volunteered specifically for this mission. Others were the best naval officers Earth had to offer, quickly trained on the new technology. "Lieutenant Ryan Cooper," Laura called out. "Ready, Captain," Ryan replied. He would lead the boarding party if it came to that. His German Shepherd, Scout, had disappeared the same night as all the others. Communications Officer Pat Kelly. "Ready, Captain." Pat had lost 2 cats. One by one, Laura checked her entire crew. They were ready. They were determined. The fleet launched at dawn. Millions watched on television as the ships rose from the ocean, surrounded by strange blue energy fields. They moved slowly at first, then faster, climbing through the atmosphere until they reached space. For most of the crew, it was their first time seeing Earth from orbit, a beautiful blue marble hanging in the darkness. But they had no time to admire the view. The Zirconian research vessel was their target, currently positioned on the far side of the moon. Admiral Donovan's voice came through the comms again. "All ships, move into Formation Alpha. Prepare for potential hostile response." The 12 Earth ships arranged themselves in a wedge formation, with the U.S. Defender at the point. They moved past the moon and soon spotted the Zirconian vessel, a massive ship that dwarfed even the converted aircraft carrier. "Begin transmission," Donovan ordered. Captain Martinez watched from her bridge as the message was sent. The Admiral's face appeared on the main screen, his voice firm and clear. "Attention Zirconian vessel. This is Admiral William Donovan of the Earth Defense Coalition. We know you have taken our animal companions for your research. We demand their immediate return. You have 1 hour to begin transfer of all Earth animals to our vessels, or we will take action to recover them ourselves." The wait seemed endless. The bridge of the U.S. Courage was silent except for the soft beeping of equipment. Laura gripped the railing, thinking of Buddy in some alien cage. Finally, a response came. Ambassador Krell's purple face appeared on screens across the fleet. "This is amusing," the alien said with a smile that showed too many teeth. "Your primitive vessels do not concern us. The research subjects are too valuable to the hegemony. However, we can offer you compensation in the form of technology." Laura saw Admiral Donovan's face harden on the split screen. "Those are our companions, Not your research subjects, Donovan replied. This is your final warning. Krell laughed. What can you possibly do against us? When the transmission ended, Admiral Donovan gave the order they had all been waiting for. All ships, initiate Operation Homecoming. Let's bring our friends back. The Earth fleet moved into attack position. On the bridge of the U.S. Courage, Captain Laura Martinez gave the order. All weapons systems online. Target their propulsion systems only. Similar commands echoed across the human fleet. They didn't want to destroy the Zirconian ship. They needed to board it and rescue the animals. They're not responding to our approach, Pat Kelly reported from the communication station. No defensive measures detected. They don't think we're a threat. Laura allowed herself a small smile. That's their mistake. Admiral Donovan's voice came through the comms. All ships, commence firing. 12 Earth vessels fired at once. Beams of energy, adapted from Zirconian technology, struck the massive alien ship. The humans had studied the designs carefully, targeting the engines first. On the Zirconian ship, alarms blared. Ambassador Krell rushed to the command center. What's happening? He demanded. The humans are attacking, a crew member reported, sounding confused. They've damaged our propulsion systems. Impossible, Krell said. Their weapons are primitive. They've adapted our technology, another crew member said. They targeted precisely where our shields are weakest. Krell stared at the screens showing the Earth fleet. Return fire. Destroy them. The Zirconian ship's weapons came to life. Powerful energy beams shot toward the Earth vessels. Evasive maneuvers, Laura shouted as she saw the alien weapons charging. The U.S. Courage rolled to the side, barely avoiding the blast. 2 smaller Earth ships were hit, their shields flaring bright blue. Shields holding at 70%, reported one of the damaged ships. Laura was impressed. The shields they'd built from alien tech were working. Continue firing, Admiral Donovan ordered. Prepare boarding teams. On the U.S. Courage, Lieutenant Ryan Cooper led his team to the launch bay. 20 soldiers in spacesuits checked their weapons and equipment. They had trained for this moment for weeks. Remember, Ryan told his team, our mission is to secure the research section and locate our animals. Try not to harm any aliens unless absolutely necessary. The battle continued for 20 minutes. The Earth ships were smaller and more agile, dodging many of the Zirconian attacks while continuing to hit their target. Their main engines are disabled, Admiral Donovan announced. Boarding teams, you are clear to launch. From multiple Earth ships, small craft launched toward the Zirconian vessel. Lieutenant Cooper's team from the U.S. Courage headed for a section they believed housed the main research labs. Good luck, Lieutenant, Laura said over the comms. Find Buddy for me. I'll bring him home, Captain, Ryan promised. The boarding crafts approached the alien ship. The Zirconians fired defensive weapons, but most of the human teams made it through. Ryan's craft attached to the hull near a service entrance. Using tools reverse-engineered from Zirconian technology, they cut through the outer door. We're in, Ryan reported. Inside the alien ship, chaos reigned. The Zirconians had never expected humans to fight back, let alone board their vessel. Most of the crew were scientists, not soldiers. They'd retreated deeper into the ship as the human boarding teams advanced. Ryan's team moved quickly through the corridors, following the ship schematics they had studied. They encountered a group of Zirconian guards and took cover as energy weapons fired toward them. Return fire, non-lethal settings, Ryan ordered. The humans fired back, using weapons designed to stun rather than kill. 4 Zirconians fell unconscious. The others retreated. Move forward, Ryan said. They reached a large door marked with symbols that Gregory Wells had translated as primary research. This is it, Ryan told his team. Get ready. We don't know what's on the other side. He placed an explosive charge on the door lock. His team took positions. 3, 2, 1. The door blew open. Ryan led his team through the smoke, weapons ready. What they saw inside made them stop in amazement. The room was enormous, stretching farther than they could see. Thousands of glass containers lined the walls and filled the floor space. In each container was an animal from Earth: dogs, cats, birds, and more. "My God," Ryan whispered. "We found them." Ryan moved deeper into the vast research chamber, his team spreading out behind him. The animals began to react to their presence. Dogs barked, cats meowed, birds chirped. It was as if they knew humans had come for them. "Check for security systems," Ryan ordered, "and find the control panel for these containers." A soldier named Steve Jones found a computer terminal. "Lieutenant, over here." Ryan rushed over. The screen showed alien text, but their translators converted it to English. "It looks like a database of all the animals," Steve said. "There are thousands of them, organized by species," and his voice dropped. "Experiment type." Ryan clenched his jaw. "Can you open the containers from here?" "I think so, but we need to be careful. The system says the animals need to be properly awakened from stasis. If we do it wrong, they could be hurt." Ryan touched his communicator. "Captain Martinez, we've found the research lab. There are thousands of animals here, all in stasis containers. We need a scientist to help us get them out safely." On the U.S. Courage, Laura's heart leaped at the news. "Copy that, Lieutenant. I'm sending Dr. Allen to your location." She turned to her science officer. "Get down there and help them." Dr. Allen grabbed his equipment and headed for the shuttle bay. Meanwhile, in another part of the Zirconian ship, a second boarding team from the U.S. Defender encountered heavy resistance. The aliens had regrouped and were fighting back with more organization. "Admiral, we're pinned down near Section 3. The team leader reported. "We can't reach the secondary research lab." Admiral Donovan's voice came through clear. "Hold position. I'm sending reinforcements." The battle continued throughout the ship. Human soldiers fought their way through corridor after corridor. Some were injured, but their determination never wavered. Back in the main research lab, Dr. Allen arrived and immediately went to work on the control system. "These containers are keeping the animals in a form of suspended animation," he explained. "We need to wake them up slowly." Ryan walked between the rows of containers, looking at each animal. Some showed signs of surgical scars or other experiments. His fists tightened in anger. Then he saw him. A German shepherd with a white patch on his chest. "Scout," Ryan whispered, placing his hand on the glass. The dog didn't move, still in deep stasis. "Dr. Allen, how long will this take?" Ryan asked. "Hours to wake them all safely," the doctor replied. "And we'll need a way to transport them back to our ships." Ryan looked around the massive room. There must be transport containers somewhere. They had to move the animals here somehow. As Ryan's team searched for transport equipment, they heard shouting from a side door. 4 soldiers raised their weapons as the door slid open. Instead of Zirconian guards, a human woman in a white coat stumbled through. She had short brown hair and looked exhausted. "Don't shoot," she cried, raising her hands. "I'm human." Ryan lowered his weapon. "Who are you? How are you here?" "Dr. Eliza Morgan," she said. "I was taken 6 months ago. They wanted a human scientist to help them understand the animals better." Ryan's team surrounded her, checking for weapons or traps. "Why would they take you?" Dr. Allen asked. "They needed to understand how the animals interact with humans," Eliza explained. "They're fascinated by the bonds we form with them. It's rare in the galaxy for different species to live together like we do with our pets." She looked around at the human soldiers. "You actually came. I told the animals you would, but I wasn't sure myself." Ryan studied her face. "You've been helping them." "No," Eliza said firmly. "I've been keeping as many animals alive as possible. I sabotaged experiments, faked results, anything to protect them. And I've been planning." She pulled a small device from her pocket. "This is a map of the ship and access codes to all the research sections. There are more animals in other labs, and I know how to safely transport them." On the bridge of the U.S. Courage, Captain Laura Martinez received a transmission from the boarding team. "Captain, you won't believe this. We found a human scientist who was captured earlier. She's been protecting the animals from inside and has critical information about the ship." Laura felt a surge of hope. "Tell her we're grateful. Now let's get everyone home." Suddenly, alarms blared across all Earth ships. Multiple ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel. Pat Kelly announced, voice tense, "It's a hegemony battle fleet." Captain Laura Martinez stared at the view screen as 5 massive hegemony warships appeared. Each one made the Zirconian research vessel look small, and they made the Earth ships look like toys. "All ships, battle stations." Admiral Donovan ordered over the fleet channel. "Boarding teams, speed up evacuation. We need to get those animals out now." On the Zirconian ship, Ryan received the message. "Dr. Morgan, we've got company. A hegemony battle fleet just arrived. We need to move fast." Eliza nodded. "Follow me. I know where the transport pods are stored." She led Ryan's team through a side door to a large storage area filled with oval-shaped pods. "These are designed to safely move animals in stasis," she explained. "We can fit about 20 animals in each pod, depending on size." Dr. Allen joined them, studying the pods. "Can we hook these up to our shuttles?" "Yes," Eliza said. "They're made to attach to any ship with the right connectors. I can modify your shuttles." Ryan organized his team. "Half of you start loading the animals with Dr. Morgan's help. The rest come with me to secure more pods and check the other research sections." Back on the U.S. Courage, Laura watched as the hegemony fleet took position around the disabled Zirconian ship. "They're hailing us," Pat Kelly reported. Laura nodded. "Put them through." A new alien appeared on screen. This one had green skin and 4 eyes. "This is Commander Vex of the Hegemony Security Force. You are in violation of hegemony space and attacking a research vessel. Surrender immediately or be destroyed." Admiral Donovan's face appeared on a split screen. "This is Admiral Donovan of Earth. Your research vessel stole thousands of animals from our planet. We are simply retrieving our property." Commander Vex looked surprised. "Stealing from a pre-contact world is against hegemony law. Do you have proof of this claim?" Laura saw their opportunity. "Pat, send them the files Gregory Wells obtained." The communications officer quickly transmitted the evidence. On the hegemony command ship, Commander Vex reviewed the files with growing concern. The Zirconians had clearly violated multiple hegemony laws. "Hold your fire," he ordered his fleet. "I need to investigate these claims." In the research ship, Ryan's team worked frantically to load animals into transport pods. The LISA programmed each pod to maintain proper stasis levels during transport. "How many more?" Ryan asked after an hour of work. "We've loaded about 500, Eliza replied. "There are still thousands to go." Ryan received a transmission from Admiral Donovan. "Lieutenant, we've bought some time. The hegemony commander is reviewing our evidence, but keep moving as fast as you can." In another lab, Ryan found more animals, including familiar pets from Earth neighborhoods. There were dogs with collars still attached, cats with microchips, and birds with leg bands. "These are all someone's beloved pets," a soldier said quietly. "And they're going home," Ryan replied firmly. On the bridge of the Zirconian ship, Ambassador Krell received an angry transmission from Commander Vex. "You violated the non-interference protocol for pre-contact worlds," Vex said. "Did you think the hegemony would not discover this? These primitives wouldn't have known if not for that troublesome scientist we captured," Krell argued. "The research is too valuable to abandon." "The law is clear," Vex replied. "Return all specimens immediately." Krell cut the transmission. "Prepare the emergency jump drive," he ordered his crew. "We're leaving with our research." Alarms blared throughout the Zirconian ship. Eliza heard them, and her eyes widened. "That's the emergency jump alert," she told Ryan. "They're trying to escape with a faster-than-light jump." "Can they do that with damaged engines?" Ryan asked. They have an emergency system, Eliza explained. It will burn out after one jump, but they could escape. Ryan contacted Captain Martinez immediately. Captain, the Zirconians are preparing for an emergency jump. We still have thousands of animals to evacuate. Laura turned to her weapons officer. Target their emergency jump drive. We can't let them escape with our animals. The U.S. Courage fired a precision shot at the Zirconian ship. The emergency drive exploded in a shower of sparks. On the Hegemony command ship, Commander Vex made a decision. All Earth vessels, this is Commander Vex. We recognize your right to reclaim your companions. The Zirconians will face Hegemony justice for their actions. Laura allowed herself a small smile. They had won. 6 months after the battle at the Zirconian research ship, John Miller sat on his front porch in Ohio. Beside him, Max lay sleeping in the warm sunshine. The golden retriever had recovered well after returning to Earth, though he still sometimes woke up barking in the night. John stroked Max's fur gently. It's okay, boy. You're home now. All across Earth, similar scenes played out. Families reunited with their pets. The animals had needed time to recover from their ordeal, but most were doing well. Veterinarians had learned how to treat the effects of the alien experiments, sharing information globally. In Washington, D.C., Admiral Donovan met with representatives from 17 alien civilizations. After the incident with the Zirconians, many species had reached out to Earth, wanting to establish proper diplomatic relations. We were not aware of the Zirconians' actions, said an Alderaan diplomat, their blue skin shimmering under the lights. Many of us have suffered similar treatment from the Hegemony. The Alderaans were a founding member of the Hegemony, but had grown concerned about its practices. After the Earth incident, they had demanded a full investigation, threatening to withdraw if reforms weren't made. Earth has shown remarkable courage. The Alderaan continued. Few species would have challenged the Hegemony as you did. Admiral Donovan nodded. We were simply protecting our own. At a military base in Nevada, Captain Laura Martinez walked through rows of converted spacecraft. Earth was building a proper defense fleet now, combining human innovation with alien technology shared by their new allies. Her first officer joined her. The U.S. Friendship is almost ready for launch, Captain. Laura smiled at the name. After the rescue mission, Earth's new ships were being named to reflect their primary mission: peaceful exploration and protection, not conquest. And Buddy, her officer asked. Doing great, Laura replied. He's back to his old self, following me around the house and stealing my socks. In New York, the United Nations had created a new department, the Earth Diplomatic Corps for Extraterrestrial Relations. Gregory Wells had been appointed its first director, with Olivia Perez heading the Xenobiology Division. Today, they were finalizing the Companion Species Protection Treaty with representatives from 23 worlds. The treaty established laws protecting all sentient and companion species throughout known space. This marks a new chapter in galactic history, Gregory told the assembled diplomats. No longer will any species be treated as mere research subjects. The Zirconians had faced justice for their crimes. Ambassador Krell and his team had been removed from diplomatic service and were facing trial in the Hegemony courts. The evidence from Dr. Eliza Morgan had been particularly damning. Eliza herself had become Earth's leading expert on alien biology. Her time on the Zirconian ship had given her unique knowledge that proved invaluable as Earth joined the galactic community. The irony, she told a group of students at Harvard, is that by stealing our pets, the Zirconians actually accelerated Earth's development by centuries. We might have remained isolated for generations otherwise. On a farm in Kansas, Lieutenant Ryan Cooper played fetch with Scout. The German shepherd raced after the ball, his tail wagging happily. Ryan's phone buzzed with a message. It was from the Earth Defense Fleet. His new ship was ready. After the rescue mission, Ryan had been promoted to captain and given command of the U.S. Guardian, a vessel dedicated to preventing other worlds from experiencing what Earth had. Come on, Scout, he called. We've got work to do. Around the world, Images from the rescue mission had become symbols of humanity's entrance onto the galactic stage. But none was more powerful than the photo of John Miller kneeling to embrace Max after the pets returned home. The picture had been broadcast across thousands of worlds, showing the deep bond between humans and their animal companions. That bond, once seen as strange by the galactic community, was now understood and respected. Many alien species had even begun adopting Earth animals as companions, learning from humans how to form these special relationships. Earth had found its place among the stars not as conquerors or victims, but as protectors. And it all began because humans wouldn't abandon those they loved, even if it meant sending warships across the stars to bring them home.